What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be looking at the Ghost perk in Black Ops 3. I'm going to share exactly how it works and what kind of movement you need in order to stay hidden from the enemy UAV. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so for those of you that don't know, Ghost does not keep you off of the enemy radar 100% of the time like it does in a lot of other Call of Duties. Instead, it's very similar to how it was in Black Ops 2. And that is, you need to stay mobile or you will start showing up on the enemy's radar. And how do you know if you're potentially showing up in the enemy's radar? All you have to do is when you look at your mini-map, you will have your little yellow triangle. That triangle will sort of fade away if you're moving enough to stay off of the enemy's radar. If you slow down or you stop, it will show up as yellow again, as bright yellow, and this means that you can potentially be seen by an enemy UAV. Also, I noticed there was like a small triangle that appears behind your regular triangle. I don't know exactly what this means. I did some testing. I couldn't figure out what this means. It could just be another indicator that you are hidden from the enemy's UAV. Now, one other thing with Ghost that is important to know is that when you are planting or defusing a bomb in Search and Destroy or Demolition, you will not show up on the enemy's radar when they have a UAV up. Also, you will not show up on the radar when you are controlling controllable kill streaks. But one thing that isn't so obvious here is you will still show up if you're calling in a lightning strike or a rolling thunder. So those two streaks, they don't count when you're calling them in as far as staying off of the radar. It's only the streaks that you control. So only like the CERBERUS, the Hardened Sentry, the TALON, the Mothership. These ones will keep you off the radar when you're actually controlling them. But calling in a lightning strike or a rolling thunder, this will not keep you off the radar whatsoever. So these are really the only times that you'll be able to stay off the radar while not moving. Now, how much exactly do you have to move in this game? Because a lot of people seem to think they can just move around in a small circle and they'll never show up on the enemy's radar. You cannot actually do this. As you can see here, I'm strafing back and forth by this turtle statue. And when I'm strafing the entire distance, the entire length of this statue, I am staying completely off the radar, no problem. But when I start shortening that a little bit and not moving as far, you can see I start showing up on the radar. So you do need to be moving a fair distance away and constantly, otherwise you will start showing up on the enemy UAV. Also, as far as movement speed goes, a lot of people were under the impression that you have to always be sprinting with the Ghost perk. This is not true. You can just simply be walking around. As long as you're standing up and you're moving forward and you're constantly moving your position, you're not staying in one small area, you will stay off Ghost, no matter what gun is in your hand. Even if you have an LMG in your hand, your movement speed is just fine to stay off of the enemy radar. Now, as far as aiming down sight, you will be showing up on the radar when you're aiming down sight, even if you're moving at full speed while aiming down sight, unless you're using the stock attachment on an SMG or a shotgun. The stock attachment doesn't allow you to move fast enough with an assault rifle or an LMG while you're strafing and aiming down sight. But if you have a stock on an SMG and you're strafing, you can walk around the entire map, aim down sight, and you will not show up on the enemy's radar, which is really cool. Same thing goes for shotguns, although most people don't really put stocks on shotguns aside from maybe the Argus. But it is just really important to note, if you are using stock on a shotgun or an SMG, and you're moving constantly, even if you're aiming down sight, you will not show up on the radar. Also, just one other myth that a lot of people are really unsure about is the H.A.T.R. Now, the H.A.T.R is just like the Blackbird from Black Ops 2 in the sense that it does show people that are using Ghost on the radar. Some people still seem to think that they were hidden from the H.A.T.R because they had Ghost on. This is not true. So just know, if the enemy has a H.A.T.R up, they can see you pretty much no matter what, unless you have a counter UAV or a power core up. So personally, I feel like the Ghost perk is a little bit better than was first perceived, because a lot of people were spreading that rumor that you had to be sprinting all the time with Ghost in order to stay off the enemy radar. This is not true. It is actually very, very similar, if not identical to how it behaved in Black Ops 2. So it's not a bad perk by any means, especially if you're somebody that likes to rush around and flank. Not a terrible perk, but it's also something that I find isn't really all that necessary, especially with how easy it is to take out UAVs. So I'd like to know in the comment section below, are there any other perks that you would like me to cover for like a breakdown similar to this? I've covered all of the main ones that people have really been requesting, and I'm not necessarily going to be covering every single one because so many of them are just completely straightforward and they don't require a full breakdown video of. So just let me know in the comment section below if there is one perk or a couple perks that I haven't touched yet that you would like me to take a look at. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.